How's it going, everyone? My name is Azarus. Welcome back to some more Colorbox. And now for the moment we've all been waiting for. We are finally getting to version 9 of Colorbox. And this one apparently has a little surprise in it. Not like it's been spoiled already. No, I'm just playing. I knew from the start that I was one of the bonus polos in this, so I'm pretty excited to see how it's going to sound, how it's going to look. Also, I know that there's an issue going around with Scratch. I think most of the things on there were kind of taken off. I think it was something to do with the template and copyright. So right now, I'm not really too sure if the issue is still going on, or if it's resolved. But version 9 was posted on Korea. Is that how you say that? But of course, before we get into it, I think, wait. Oh no. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't make any sense. This one is still posted. It's all the character description, so I'm going to read that first. But before we do that, let's get into this week's fan art. It's pretty crazy this week. First one coming in from Xenoidal Arts. We got pretty much a polo design. And this is referencing the Vitals thumbnail, where I was headless. Yeah. And this is, like I said, a polo design and the sound along with it. So let's give it a hear. Oh, that's nice, bro. Like, the movements are so smooth, and you can see like the bubbles coming out of it too. I think this is amazing. I'm curious to see. I guess that would be either an effect or a melody. God, and I love when the eyes glow too, man. That's awesome. With the amount of polos that It's Amy made and Xenoidal Arts made, they can honestly make a whole mod. It's funny. Next one coming in from Acnologia. Now, I feel like they changed your name a few times, so I think it was something different before. Either way, we got the masks Azarus. Oh, this one is dope. I'm honestly loving that color combination. That white with like the, what would you, like a forest green? Oh, that's nice. Wait a minute, are those tails too? Is it like a nine-tailed fox kind of thing? Damn, and that hoodie he's got on too. That's nice. Oh, but that's not all, because we also got art based off of the Wolfgang mod. This one is like one of my favorites. I love that color combination, and the leather jacket that he's wearing, you can see the texture on it. Like I look like I'm a part of a gang. Wolfgang. For some reason, one thing that comes into my mind, what is that show? It reminds me of Tokyo Revengers. That's what kind of vibe I get from that. All right, switching it up a little bit, we got one coming in from Just Stop with a sketch. This reminds me of Germa. If you look up like calling Germa handsome on TikTok, you'll see it. Like, I feel like this is based off of that. That is hilarious. And the caption is, "Stop looking at me like that." And last one coming in from Acnologia again. This one again is amazing. This one is based off of the Embers mod, which was what was that? That was a setbox version, right? Again, this one goes hard. I'm loving the robe and like the background. It makes it look like he has so much power, and like his robe is like translucent almost. That's cool. Also, he looks like he's been through it all. He looks tired. Once again, thank you so much for submitting your fan art. Like, this is one of my favorite parts of the video, just checking out people's fan art. And we got so much more to cover, and I am excited. So without further ado, let's actually move on to the mod. I'm going to be going over the descriptions first, so if you just want to skip to the mod, the time will be somewhere on the screen. All right, let's check out this music that we got. Hopefully it's something. I wasn't expecting that beat drop. Alright, so moving on to the first debate. We got Derek, age 34, gender male, status alive. We're getting statuses now. I forget what other one we had statuses in, but you know, it's never a good time. Apart from what's in those shadows, or at least in the group with them, Derek stays silent most of the time, but never really bothers anyone. He's just there. Moving on to beat 2, we got Tanner, age 27, gender male, status dead. Tanner saw too much, so part of his head was replaced by this thing. Sometimes it chomps to make a loud sound. It's usually used whenever to warn off certain danger. Moving on to the TV, kind of. Okay, so the name is, I'm guessing that's TV. Age is 10, gender none, status intact. A TV creature that was made by the shadows? Usually just shows eyes on the screen accompanied by a static sound. It's a beat too, which is interesting. I'm curious what it's going to sound like. Moving on to beat 4, we got Dom Dom. Age 19, gender none, status alive. One of the more friendly individuals of the shadows, though very shy, so you have to gain its trust. Also fluffy to the touch, like another species here relating to them, though I think we've seen one run off somewhere. A photo was found. Oh, I thought I can click on it. I can't. Moved on to the 8-ball. Name is Billard. Nice. Age 16, gender male, status alive. He's just a careless teenager sometimes seen here. Usually unbothered by anything. Might have social anxiety. Any reason his head is an 8-ball? Moving on to the effects now. Wow, we got some crazy looking ones here. Okay. We got Max, age 3, in cat ears. Nice. Gender unknown, status alive. A cat owned by an individual of the shadows, while also having a device in their mouth that makes them hum. It's removable whenever it's unneeded. Moving on to effect 2. Wow. Name is Ryan, age 26, gender male, status dead. Yeah. I'm trying to find some more info on these shadows. He got a little too curious and ventured to where they usually hide. He was eventually caught and got nails impaled in his body. Yeah, I can see. Especially this big one here. Moving on to effect 3. Name is Who Knows. Age unknown, gender male, status alive. He's been trapped in this tube for a long time, all because he wanted to be immortal. Moving on to the Plague Doctor. Name is Plague. Wow. Age unknown, gender unknown, status alive. Though they're not very known that well, it's easy to know when they're a plague doctor. Helps with treating illnesses for anyone, regardless of who. Moving on to Mitch, age 22, gender male, status alive. Had a close call with the shadows, and he became very afraid of them. So much to where he didn't even leave his own home. After running out of food supply, he started to starve to death. I mean, status is still alive, so he's hanging in there, but it'd then be a while until he get found. Okay, so he is eventually found, is what I'm getting from that. Moving on to the melodies, we got Como, age 23, gender female, status alive. Komodo dragon, type scaly. Como tends to be a jerk sometimes and rather be on her own than having people with her. She considers herself to be her own leader. Moving on to Melody 2. Wow, what is happening? Name is Stanley-o? Age 27, gender male, status alive. I call him Stanley. I feel like that's easier. Stanley is very deranged in general, to where even the shadows are afraid of them. Though after being with an encounter with them, they had him join. The darkness had got to his mouth and was spreading, so that was covered up with his hands being tied together as well. Moving on to Melody 3, we got Caitlin. Okay. Age 43, gender female, status alive. Another one of the shadows, noted for her piano on her head and able to play some tunes whenever. She also keeps an eye out for whenever any possible trespassers come in. Also likes crafting instruments from scratch in her free time. Moving on to Melody 4, we got, wow, Connor, age 32, gender male, status dead. Yeah, I can see. Caught by Caitlin and was turned into a brass-like machine. Horns only being able to play if required so. Is also used as a warning alarm. Wow. I didn't know she made instruments with people. Alright. Wow. Name is Adrian, age 24, gender male, status alive. How? There happens to lie some trees in an area where the shadows usually are, and they're covered with arms. Though, after Adrian had a long run, he'd lie on the tree, but that'll lead to something much worse. With the tree then having its arms wrapped around the victim's body, absorbing it, then just leaving a head whilst connected to one of the branches as its new neck. However, the head remains conscious but can only look around. Caitlin would later find him and then just make him into a violin, just so he still has some use to him. Wow, that's crazy. I guess that's one way to do that, but alright. Moving on to the voices, we got Death, Grim, aged unknown, gender none, status alive, question mark, the one that takes people to the afterlife. Though some people tend to make him the bad guy. For the people who happen to not think that, he's just a little companion. Imagine going alone. Moving on to voice 2, we got Jen, age 17, gender female, age status alive. Jen has gone the longest without getting caught by the shadows. She usually tries to investigate whatever for her research. She sometimes checks out any abandoned building here for anything too, but she'd finally discover Mitch while doing so. Alright, moving on to voice 3. Yeah, name is Shadow, age 100 plus. Gender none, status alive. So this is the shadow, the main leader of the shadows. Also the oldest. Hard to see them, but the other thing that could be noticed is their glowing eyes. Is also able to generate extra arms whenever. My god. Name is Jim. Why is his face covered? Oh wait, it's not covered there though. Name is Jim, age 28, gender male, status dead. Another unfortunate victim of the shadows. Bad at the worst. Yeah. Moving on to the last voice, we got Purge, age 38, gender unknown, status alive. A fallen angel that roams around here. Sometimes seen flying, but not for very long. They seemingly get along with the other shadows, but knows well about the things that they've done. Usually tries to warn whoever they can. Alright, let's get into this mod. I am pretty excited. It's very dark. Oh yeah, sorry. I am wearing a black shirt, but I can't really turn my Lights black. Quickly taking a look at the credits. Get a lot of familiar names on here. Oh snap, I didn't expect to see me on there. It's pretty dope. Alright, so at first glance, we got some glaring eyes. And we have 4 bonuses. Or not bonuses, we got 4 bonus polos. But this is the most I've ever seen in the mod. So on that note, let's check out beat 1. That's a beat 1 right there. That sounds very fast paced though too, so I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Spooky too. Moving on to beat 2. Oh yeah, I was curious what this one sounded like because of that thing on his head. We got the claps. Or they might be snares actually. Sounds like a pretty solid beat so far. I've got no objections. Moving on to the TV. Ooh. I like that. Okay, that was a cool, like, going away animation. That reminds me of Setbox version. The one with the eyes. It had a whole bunch of eyes on it. We've been getting a lot of TV polos recently. Moving on to beat 4. Okay, that almost sounds like tribal. I feel like I should be chanting along with that. Moving on to the last beat, we got the 8 ball. Why do you do that? Okay, classic hi-hats. Can't forget them. Beats sound pretty good so far. So let's move on to the effects and see if they're any good. Moving on to effect 1. Oh, that's a nice bass. That is a nice bass you got there. You gotta love it when it vibrates your headphones. It's nice. But when they come in with the synth too, it's also nice. Alright, moving on to effect 2. My god. Usually I would expect the screaming and the voices. I wasn't ready for that. Well, if you didn't know by now, it's a scary mod. Moving on to effect 3. That's a nice effect. I can't even pinpoint what kind of instrument that is. It sounded nice. That reminds me of the one inside the dome for one of the Setbacks, or it was in a couple of Setbacks versions. Also, only able to move its eyes. I guess that's what happens if you try to become immortal. Moving on to effect 4. We got the top hat. Okay, we got a clock polo in disguise right there. Like I said, you never go wrong with a clock polo. And that was nice. Last but not least, we got effect 5. Let's hear it. That just shook my entire soul. I thought effect 1 was a bass. This one is the true bass. I was not expecting that. Okay. Moving on to the melodies. Let's actually get a feel for what it's gonna sound like. That's a nice piano. I like that. It sounds a little staticky too, which kind of gives a little bit of extra scaring. I like that. That wasn't even the piano melody. This one is it. So let's move on to melody 2. Alright, yeah, these melodies are actually pretty good. I think that was like a guitar too. We got some fire melodies so far. I'm curious what this piano one's gonna sound like. I like the melody that they're going with here. I feel like some of the bonuses are going to be like a mixture of, maybe we get a mixture of both. Oh, maybe we'll get one for each, like a beat, effect, melody, and voice. I don't know. Moving on to voice 4. Again, not bad. Clearly some type of horn being played. Also, the guy looks pretty messed up. I think he was one of the ones caught by the shadow. Next one, we got a melody 5. Is this yeah, this is the one with violin. This guy's messed up. Yeah, that guy's pretty messed up. Also, I feel like that's a cello, right? It sounds too low to be a violin. So let's move on to the voices. I'm curious if we're actually going to get some lyrics here. Maybe?
All things go to black. You can't ever go back.
I think they said all things go to black. And then something else. I couldn't get the second part. Well, we definitely got some lyrics here. Do we get some more lyrics? Let's hear it. That is how you do a choir polo. That sounds immaculate. I love like the little, I don't even know, like breaks in it. It sounded nice. All right, let's see where it goes from here. Let's move on to voice 3, I think. Yeah. That's another choir. Not my favorite choir. It's very harsh on like the moving from one tone to another. It's very low too. But I can't say much on it until I hear it with everything else. Moving on to the second to last voice here. That one's weird, bro. Like, it sounds good. Definitely seems messed up. I mean, definitely is. I think the bottom part of their body is completely gone, so that would kind of explain that, right? Moving on to the last voice here.
Blackness, darkness, darkness, blackness. There are shadows in the darkness searching for you. Blackness, darkness, darkness, blackness. No matter how far or fast you run, they will always find you.
Alright, yo, the animation for that was cool. The lyrics for that were cool. And that one sounded great. That one might be a part of the intro. I mean, you would already know, right? What is it? Tell me, please. I'm excited now. Let's move on to the bonuses. Starting off with bonus 1. Let's hear it. I can't forget that beat. That's from Recursed. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty dope, man. That's cool. That is such a fire beat, too. Recursed had a great melody. Man, that was awesome. All right, moving on to bonus 2. Yo, you don't understand how long I've been waiting to see that. And it's cool as hell, bro. And it sounds amazing. Top tier, Polo. Top tier. My God. God, what have we been waiting? Weeks? Months, maybe? Well, I will say this is the first time I've ever seen myself in the mod. Thank you so much for putting me in this mod. You know damn well it's going to be a part of the thumbnail, too. The animation was cool as hell, too. Do you see the eyeball in the mouth? Oh, alright. Let's move on to the next bonus here. I'm getting a little too excited. Moving on to bonus 3. Let's hear it. Throwback to Orin Ayo. I think that polo is called Lilac, right? Man, these bonuses are cool as hell. I mean, of course, seeing Azarus in there is pretty dope, but then you got one from Accursed, and then you got one from Orin Ayo, so I'm curious to see what this one is. Let's hear it. We got full-on guitar solos for these last 2 bonuses here. They sound great. I don't know what that one's from. No idea. So let me know in the comments. All right, so I'm going to do the beats, effects, melodies, and voices all together now. For the beats, of course, I'm going to put this one in there. I guess the Azarus one would be a melody. So I guess I'll put that with the melodies. What about these two? I'll put this one in with the melodies and this one in with the effects. I know it's a little weird, but I can't fit all 3 of them in the melodies too. So without further ado, let's look at the beats. Yo, those some pretty... Why does he go... Am I tripping? What is happening? Anyway, that was a pretty solid set of beats. And adding in this last beat too. Crazy. Moving on to the effects now. Yo, those effects are solid, bro. The scream too added a lot too. This mod is pretty damn good so far. We're gonna move on to the melodies here. Those melodies are good. I'm excited to make a damn beat, bro. So let's move on to the voices now.
All things go to black. You can't ever go back. All things go to black. You can't ever go back. All things go to black.
Blackness, darkness, darkness, blackness. No matter how far rescue out, they will always find you.
This is a pretty damn good mod. The Dark Choir sounds pretty damn good with everything else too. So, without further ado, let's make yourselves a nice, scary beat. favorite Colorbox version. Not only because it has Azarus in it. No, it sounds amazing. I don't think I heard any polos I didn't like. Oh, I think the organ one, this one wasn't great when I put it in the mix. But I mean, other than that, like, everything was great. And like I said, it is amazing to see An Azarus polo. That's crazy to me. However, I do think that is going to wrap it up. I'm so happy that I covered this mod, man. Like I said before, unfortunately, the whole Scratch situation messed up a lot of things on Scratch, but I do think I like it better on here. Like, it's more full screen than it would be on Scratch. So just like every single mod, I do want to know what you guys think about it, so definitely leave it down in the comments. I do want to thank the members of the channel, the people that joined the Discord, and you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I definitely did. I'm curious what you guys think of the Azarus polo. Definitely let me know down in the comments too. I'm curious. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for putting me in the mod. I will see you guys in the next video.